The Raker of Solnari. I've never heard that name before. Let's keep this news confidential for the time being. It would only cause even more panic amongst the people of Nodcry. But if this Rarir is as you describe, he will be a truly formidable opponent if we try to take him on by our strength alone.
Yeah, things might be okay if everyone was willing to work together, but right now... Exactly! Whatever the case, let's start by telling those we can get to join up about the crisis. As it happens, we have our own reasons to protect Nodcry, but even if we didn't, we'd never leave people in the lurch. That ain't our style.
Thank you. The Frostmoon Scions will stand with you to prevent this crisis as best we can. In addition, I believe that the relationships between the various factions in this land are not cast in stone. The winds of change are blowing, and we Scions have nowhere to run. Our faith, our sect, all of it is here. Whether our foe is the Fatui or this Raker, we must stand our ground and remain true to ourselves, even to the last.
Let's see... Speaking of allies, the Krumkake craft shop is the closest by, right? And F is sure to help us.
the wind blows stronger. May your path ahead be smooth.
Friendly approach detected. We meet again.
Listen, listen! We've got updates on the wild hunt situation.
Threat level exceeds expectations.
Phew, doesn't matter if he's the Rahira Solnari or Solari or whatever. One volley from my cannon, and he'll be blown to smithereens! You were there when we fired it, right? If that isn't the kind of firepower that helps you sleep at night, I don't know what is! True, but the cannon only works against shambling monsters, right? What if Rarir's super fast? Well, we'll just get an effort to go grab him and tie him down. You're not taking this seriously at all, are you? Anyways, firepower is not a concern. See those canisters over there? That's all concentrated Kuvaki, which we'll be shipping to Nasha Town. More than enough ammo in there to blast that Fatui research facility to bits in a single shot. You sure have been looking forward to this battle, huh? Of course! This is gonna be the shot that shocks the world. All of Nagkrai, heck, all of Snezhnaya will know my name once we're through. Sure. Travel safe.
I know. There remains intel left unshared.
Oh, right. Yeah. Since you're investigating the wild hunt, something pretty weird's happened in Nasha Town. Should probably watch out for that once you're back. Remember that Sosi guy? The Ratnik in charge of firing the cannon? He's been found dead in their organization's offices. Wait, what? Didn't we just see him, like, half a day ago? Yeah, it's still new news. So, not many people are in the know. We were only informed because we'd worked together closely. And even then, only just now. I'll send a Nafa over to Nashi Town with some flowers later. He seemed like a good guy. Didn't put on any airs despite being a superior officer either.
The data concurs. This gentleman appears to have been one of the most accomplished amongst the Lightkeeper's Sergeant Majors. His character has also received commendation. Most would have lacked the motivation to fatally attack him.
Oh, that makes it even worse. Actually. Either way, I'm not clued in on the details. Only Rat and Iki have been allowed on site to investigate the scene. You'll have to find some way in if you want to check it out for yourselves. Got it. Let's go then. You coming along, Inefa?
My tasks are incomplete. The last few batches of ammunition must be randomly inspected. You go ahead.
All right. We'll see you later.
Batch inspection complete. Approved. Next up.
Hang on. Weren't you supposed to bring me some candy? You said you would. Sorry, but things happened kind of suddenly, so...
Rise with the sun! Rev the engines!
This must be it. Oh. Doesn't look like there's any chance of us getting in with that ratnik guarding the door, though. Should we go speak to the guard first?
Might as well try squeezing blood from a stone.
Ah! Never! When did you...
I came over to take a look as soon as I received the news just now. Aino told you about this then? Before we start, shall we see if we've made the same guess? Indeed. Quicker than we thought as well. Keep your eyes peeled for any clues once we get in. No need to jump to conclusions.
But how are we supposed to get in at all?
Just follow me.
I'm sorry, but we're not open to guests right now.
Sorry about that. They're here to investigate.
All of them?
The paperwork checks out.
All right then. Enter.
might have said this before, Nefer, but you sure do come prepared.
Shishich, my old friend. Fill us in, if you would.
Greetings. If you would allow me. The murder happened not long ago. The Sergeant Major was killed by a single piercing strike from a polearm. We have performed a preliminary sweep of the crime scene to facilitate investigation. No obvious signs of a violent struggle. No damaged doors or windows. The culprit must have used some other means to enter the room unopposed before performing the deed.
Entering unopposed? So, do you think there's a chance that the culprit would usually have right of entry?
At the moment, the most valuable lead we have is based on an eyewitness report from a nearby resident. Specifically, that Flint's was seen entering and leaving this place in the time period when the crime most likely occurred.
Flint's?
We have tried to contact him, but he has not replied.
Very odd indeed.
So, he's the prime suspect right now, right?
To be honest, I'm not particularly inclined to believe that this was an inside job. Flint's can come across a bit eccentric, but he does well in missions on the whole. He also had no disagreements with the Sergeant Major that we know of. So he lacks the motive to commit such a terrible crime. But neither the eyewitness report nor the nature of the fatal wound itself are in his favor. So we are looking for him at present.
Looks like there's not much else to dig up here. Let's go outside and discuss what we've seen. So, the evidence points to Flint's, and he just so happens to have disappeared without a trace. A sticky situation indeed. We know that this Flint's could have been Rerir in disguise, but we lack the evidence to prove this to anyone else. Furthermore, Flint's has left us with many questions, all of which will require a reasonable explanation.
Yeah! He said he would report back to headquarters, but it seems he hasn't gone at all. What could he be doing?
Let's approach the issue this way. First, we must determine our culprit. Was it Flint's or Rerir in disguise?
Yeah! What reason would Flint's have to murder Sosie anyway?
None, as far as I know. And even if he had a motive, it would have been easier to do so out in the wild, rather than in Nasha Town.
Yeah! They would have often gone out on missions together. Plenty of chances there.
Yes, but there's one thing worth noting here. Remember the intel we got back at the tavern? No one has ever seen a phantom that can take the form of other humans within the Wild Hunt. This means that he has been hesitant to abuse this ability, or allow it to become common knowledge, likely so that he could act in secret under other guises.
But no matter what, borrowing identities comes with risks, right? What if you bump into the person you're imitating along the way?
Precisely. In other words, his goal must have been worth the risk, similar to how he came in disguise to obtain the moon marrow. He likely knew then that the real Flint's would not appear and get in his way during this time. We'd have to ask Flint's ourselves, I'm afraid. But we shouldn't jump to any conclusions here. We can't discount the possibility that he might actually be the murderer himself. Not yet, at least. And there are other, less likely scenarios. For instance, Rerir may have already killed Flint's long ago, and been living as him for some time now. Yes, that is our ticket to a breakthrough.
Then we've got to find him before the Lightkeepers do, or we might never see him again.
Steady now. Our friend should be back soon.
We've tracked him down to a beach north of Nasha Town. The Wild Hunt is present too, so we're putting a force together. I'll have you know that this is top secret information I'm leaking here.
Don't worry. You'll receive a top-class reward in return. The beach is all yours. I'll stay and slow the Lightkeepers down. Things might go south if you bump into one another.
Oh, right! Before we go, should we reveal Rarier's secret? Since he's trying to keep it all hush-hush, why don't we just pull the curtains on his little trick? That'll teach him to sneak around pretending to be other people. Hey! Why are you laughing?
Oh, I was just imagining how satisfying that would feel. But I'm afraid this revelation would only stir up more chaos. Setting aside the matter of evidence, some may trust Flint's on our account, whereas others would suspect him on account of his behavior. Tossing him into a swirling tumult of public opinion like that might just give Rarier more opportunities to capitalize on. And think about it. Once people learn that he can masquerade as those they trust, would they continue to welcome friends into their homes with such open hearts? Unease grips the hearts of those in Nasha Town already. We should avoid throwing more fuel onto the fire.
Yeah, you're right. You've really thought of everything, huh? Nothing for it, then. We've just gotta find Flint's.
Indeed. But just in case, let me stress once more. We should neither be excessively afraid of Rarier, nor trust in Flint's too lightly. This light source is of special Lightkeeper design. It provides illumination within Wild Hunt anomalies, and can briefly dispel the abyssal fog within.
All right. We'll have to deal with that mess, too. Yeah, this'll be important. Thanks a bunch, Nefer.
You're welcome. I've charged it to your account, by the way.
Hey, you! Hold the line!
Burn it down! Rev the engines!
Whoa! Is that a Lightkeeper's lantern? Is there someone up ahead? Come on, let's go see!
Will at last part ways.
Monsters!
Shine down!
Rust and rebuild! This monster was lurking near the lamp. That must have been a planned ambush. We're not falling for that again. There's something inside it. Some small device. Huh? Why isn't it giving off light anymore? Is it broken? Oh, we better take it with us. The fight took place here. Did Flint leave these marks?
Is someone there? Please,
Help me!
Isn't that Flince's voice? Did you hear that? But is that really him? We'll be in trouble if these spooky shadows touch us! Quick, use the lantern!
Perissos.
Sì, Oericos.
Yamaluni sattesi forampo kalu.
Il mio sei illuminato sinistro.
Besenni kestul.
Hand it over. That was mine from the first.
Tutoni nektorai desnevite.
You're a fool. You again.
What the? It's stronger than before. Lantern now!
It escaped again. This situation speaks for itself, I presume.
So, you were tangling with Rarer out here all by yourself.
So, that vile phantom hiding inside the Wild Hunt has a name of his own.
look so good.
Sorry you had to see me like this. All the same, you have my sincere thanks for your aid. To think you had the power to so easily cleanse the filth staining the lantern, which tormented me so. Might I ask what magic that was? Or whose pupil you are? I believe I might have saved some face had I mastered just a fraction of such abilities. And an enviable constitution it is. A pity that such abilities cannot be acquired.
Why did abyssal power just burst out of your lantern anyway?
That is a long story. Many moons ago, when on wild hunt clearance duty, I shattered one of its cores only for a special crystalline object to fall out. I sensed a power surging within it that was at once familiar yet strangely illusory. I freely confess to being an avid collector of ancient gems, coins, and other curios. And curiosity it was that had me store this crystal inside my lantern. Afterwards, I wound up collecting a few more such crystals quite by accident, and discovered that they could merge into a single piece without my prompting. Though my understanding ends there. It was only recently that they began slowly emitting abyssal energy, which could neither be dispelled nor weakened.
Is that what Rarer claimed belonged to him? That must be what he's after then!
I concur. And here's the kicker. Before he was exceedingly weak. In fact, I've already beaten him several times, though I could not destroy him completely. But I noticed while engaging him that the crystal fragment would restrict my powers. As such, it occurred to me that I should hide it rather than tangle with him any longer. Alas, he has proved most fixated upon this fragment. And for some reason, his strength has grown by leaps and bounds since I last encountered him. And where, might I ask, would it be safe? Or do you think it wiser I threw it away? Were our places switched, would you discard it, knowing that its perilous might was beyond your ability to counteract, yet capable of causing greater harm should it lie beyond your grasp?
Yeah, throwing it away would mean giving the bad guy what he wants. But exposing yourself to its corrosion and growing weaker by the day, that sounds super dangerous too.
Only those who shoulder risks are qualified to welcome in the turning of the tide. Those who flee when troubles come are nothing more than deserters. Though I shan't deny that I have your fortuitous arrival and most outstanding assistance to thank for my continued ability to speak such platitudes. Either way, it seems this fragment is now utterly still. That must have made it useless to Rarir. I doubt he would have retreated so readily otherwise. I imagine this wasn't the only reason you came looking for me, though?
Well, no, but...
Ah. I see. To use the Lightkeepers to find me, I suspect. I did not inform anyone of my true whereabouts, so he should have had more difficulty tracking me down. They alone have the ability to quickly pinpoint my position. Our Sergeant Major has a Kuvaki-powered device that can be used to detect others who bear a lantern. They usually don't pay my whereabouts much mind unless they absolutely must find me.
You mean this thing?
Yes. Where did you pick this up?
We found it inside a lantern when we first charged into the Wild Hunt anomaly.
It must belong to a Ratnik dispatched to investigate the area, who, it seems, dropped everything and fled the moment they saw the Wild Hunt massing to strike. Well, at least they're not dead.
Guess it's not surprising how they found you so fast then. But if Rarer could have shapeshifted into Sosi, why didn't he just use that Kuvaki device to find you himself?
Were he to use it, that device would likely fail to act as it should. owing to abyssal interference.
Ah, guess that explains it.
So not only is this Rerir ruthless, but a purveyor of dirty tricks, too. You might not be familiar with Sergeant Major Sosi, but he put his heart and soul into every mission. Our deployments are subject to orders from headquarters, and his orders were to be stationed long-term in Nasha Town. As such, he was very seldom able to go back and visit his family. He worked so hard, seeking to produce excellent results that might convince them to transfer him out.
Oh.
But every year they would say, "Wait a little longer. Wait a little longer." He often wondered if it was because he was lacking somehow. In truth, everyone had nothing but the highest praise for him. But good work does not always lead to good outcomes. The higher-ups would think, he's doing great where he is. Let him stay there forever. A most convenient choice for them, at least. Whereas his subordinates would think, wouldn't it be a shame if we were to lose such a talented, easygoing boss? So he waited. And he waited. Until the world closed its eyes in the depths of the night, and a lantern was slowly lit for him alone, that no one could see. One that has played out many times throughout history. Another reason to take this Rerir's head.
Oh. At least we now know that he's looking for these fragments inside Wild Hunt anomalies.
And yet, what did the Sergeant Major have to do with any of this? Why did he have to die?
Could Rarer be angry that the cannon Sosi set up to fire destroyed the fragments he wanted to collect?
Could you take me to the scene of the crime? We shall just have to exercise some discretion then. Come on. Let us be on our way.
Light it up!
I understand the situation more or less. Much has happened, I see. Either way, I suppose we were lucky not to receive a warm welcome on the way over here. It seems my fellow Lightkeepers do not wish to make this case public just yet.
Yeah. Guess Nasha Town's already been enough of a mess lately.
Let's stop here. Any further and the Ratniki might detect us. Since you two can enter, I'll have to request that you kindly pick me up once you're inside.
Oh? And how are we supposed to do that?
You'll know when the time comes. See you later.
Still acting all mysterious. But he seemed pretty confident, so guess we've got to trust him. Hello?
Ah, you're the special assistants for this investigation, right?
Yep, that's us.
Well, you're just in time. We're basically done investigating the crime scene. All that's left is to finish writing up some records. Then properly dispose of Sergeant Major Sosi's remains. If there's anything else you'd like to look into, this is your last chance to do so. Sadly, no. The motive behind the killing remains a mystery. And while we somehow managed to get news of Flint's, an unexpected accident caused us to miss him. But considering that Nefer from the Curatorium of Secrets came forward to help investigate, I have no doubt that a breakthrough's not far off.
We'll do our part too. All right, we're going in. See you later.
Instead of confining themselves to the heavens, God should broaden their horizons in the world below. Many insects have a compulsion to follow the light, and humans are the same. Except we call that light hope.
we're in. Thanks to Nefer's reputation, once again. But we still know nothing about how Flint's is gonna enter, or how we'll pick him up. Never mind how we'll leave later on. Something the matter? Huh. That looks like Flint's lantern. But where is he exactly? Well, we've got the lantern. What now? Oh, Paimon almost screamed out loud. You never said you could do magic like that.
This lantern may have a rather peculiar shape, but so long as it doesn't glow, it won't stand out in the dark. I calculated that you would have already entered, so I chose a spot visible from the window before using light to send you a signal. As I thought, you're both sharp-eyed and on the ball.
The perks of being veteran adventurers, huh?
Your composure is more impressive still. You're right. That required a little trick of my own. But let us leave such trivial topics for a more relaxed moment. Our time is limited after all. Just as I thought. Come, try sensing it yourself. Identical powers must flow from the same source. It was the Wild Hunt, then, that took my form and killed the Sergeant Major. But why do this?
To sow chaos by depriving the Lightkeepers of one of their commanders?
If the Wild Hunt's true form is powerful enough to stand against the world as you claim, I fear not even the full force of Lightkeepers could stand against him, let alone the handful of us stationed in Noshatown. He would have no reason whatsoever to pick quarrels with individual ants. Let's look again more closely. We must leave no stone unturned. Well, that makes things simpler. In that case, allow me to disturb the fallen. May the ghost flame guide your spirit. May you rest in peace. When we fought, he seemed like quite a reckless foe. Certainly not the meticulous mastermind type. Yet here we are, grappling with this enigma he has left us.
Oh, if we can't get any leads, we might have to go back and find Nefer. Oh, the longer we're stuck here, the likelier he is to achieve his goal. Ugh, this is so frustrating! You mean this?
I'm not well versed in machinery, but that means his mechanical arm is malfunctioning, right? It might have been broken in combat.
No, that's not right. Paimon remembers this signal. We saw it before while repairing the cannon. It doesn't mean that the components are damaged. It just means that they're due for regular maintenance, so the device has stopped operating. But the real problem is that... Yeah, he even helped us find the maintenance port. It could still be a coincidence, but considering it hasn't been long at all since we were repairing that cannon...
The Sosi you met could have been Rerir in disguise. In other words, he played the Sergeant Major before disguising himself as me.
prove it.
You mean Hintsa?
We had a short chat with him once at the tavern, but it's so late. Guess it'll have to wait till tomorrow.
I know where he lives. The situation is critical, so let us now take up the role of uninvited guests ourselves. Ah, yes. And one more thing. Remember to pick me up by the window.
Oh, it's you two. And Flint's. Given the hour, I guess it must be an emergency.
It is indeed. Our sincerest apologies for interrupting your rest. We are investigating a certain matter in connection with Sergeant Major Sosi. We'd like to know if he has sent you a request for maintenance to be performed on his mechanical arm.
Sosi. Oh, so the rumors I heard, are they true? You know what? Forget it. I'm sure it's complicated. No further questions from me. Just a moment. I need to check my records.
Thank you for your understanding.
Got it. 8 days ago, he came to request a round of regular maintenance. But as it happened, I had run out of the required components. His mechanical arm is especially sophisticated, having been designed by Aino personally. The parts, too, could only be made by her. As such, they usually take several days to arrive. In fact, this time, he even asked me if we could push his request forward. And I understood, completely. Not being able to use your hand, that's rough for anyone. But even more so if your job involves fighting out in the wild. So I did my best to convince Aino to rush the job. And eventually, the parts arrived. 3 days ago, if I remember correctly. I sent word to the Lightkeepers immediately, but he never showed up. I assumed he was just out on some mission or other. What's with those faces? Everything all right?
You've provided us with some very crucial information, Hintsa. You have our thanks. We can't make everything public yet, but once our investigation is complete, I will return to thank you and provide an explanation on behalf of all the Lightkeepers.
No worries. Just glad I could help.
Thanks. Good night.
Good night. Hope the investigation goes well.
It seems that it is as we guessed. The Sergeant Major Sosi you encountered while repairing the cannon was actually Rerir in disguise. 8 days ago, he had yet to act. But at some point after that, he attacked and imprisoned the Sergeant Major. With the immense gap in strength between them, the job was finished in a single blow. And thus Rerir had no opportunity to discover the malfunctioning mechanical arm. Perhaps his mastery of shapeshifting extends only to outward form, and not therefore to complex internal mechanisms. Hence his oversight of the uniquely mechanical traits of the Sergeant Major's arm, and in turn, this flaw in his disguise.
You're saying he thought no one would realize his mechanical arm is actually made of some kind of black muck on the inside, so long as it worked, right? Still seems like there's a lot of guesswork involved here, but it mostly makes sense.
This also has me stumped for the moment. The cannon has always been used to destroy the wild hunt, and it works as intended. But how would that help Rerir exactly? Assuming he plans to collect the fragments within wild hunt anomalies, firing the cannon works against him, since it would blast those fragments to smithereens.
So we solved one mystery, only to dig up another. Whew. This is getting Paimon kind of down. And sleepy, too.
Yes, I'd say it is high time we took a break. Seems like there's a lot left to investigate. We'll have to fight Rerir eventually. And we'll do a poor job if we're not well rested.
Yeah, we should totally get some sleep first.
A reasonable suggestion. I have no doubt that my quarters have been turned inside out by now, at any rate. My colleagues have never failed to live up to my expectations of their discourtesy.
Well, guess we'll just have to pick you up as usual.
That would be good, yes. Feel free to put the room costs on my tab.
Phew, back inside. Oh, we can finally take a breather. Okay, Paimon. In and out.
I suppose we could all take a moment to unwind. As I recall, our first meeting took place not far from here. Ah, the nostalgia. Had you already sensed the unique power within my lantern at that time? I see. Words truly do fail to capture your superlative insight. Fortunate then that abyssal energy was only leaking from the fragment in minuscule amounts when we first met. Or I might have been in for a real interrogation.
Yeah, hard to say how that would have played out. We've had a whole bunch of unpleasant run-ins with the Abyss.
You mean to ask why I'm going this far to oppose him? Well, as a light keeper, I'd say I'm simply doing my job.
Yeah! You're covered in more mysteries than Paimon could shake a skewer at. You can't just get out of explaining yourself by making lame excuses.
All right. I suppose I do owe you some honesty, whether out of gratitude or the need to build trust. Your deductions have been quite correct. Should one wish to conceal oneself within a lantern, elemental power alone is not enough. You know humans well, and naturally you understand their limits. But some things that humans would consider difficult are quite normal in the eyes of non-humans.
So, you mean you're one of the latter?
Have you heard of how Snezhnaya was once the realm of the Fae? This race is no longer of any importance, but they still exist, as evidenced by the fact that I am standing before you.
We've heard some scattered legends, but that's all Paimon thought there was to it.
I once turned my heart toward humanity, and thus did I experience loss. I once labored and did much, and put an end to my tale with my own hands. When you realize you are floating in the middle of a vast ocean, you cannot help but feel that swimming in any direction would be equally meaningless. Would it not be better, then, to simply sink? But before I could sink to truly lightless depths, chance had it that I should be awakened by a band of Ratniki. They were facing a horde of abyssal monsters, and could not last against such a disparity in strength. Yet none fled. Those who dwell in darkness for long enough become exceedingly sensitive to all light. And the first light I saw upon awakening was that which shone from their eyes.
Is that why you chose to help them?
Perhaps I was moved by their valor. Perhaps I simply saw my past self in them, and was moved to action for the first time in a long, long while. But I was freshly awoken, and my powers were limited. I could not prevent casualties altogether. The survivors and I buried the fallen heroes. That was the origin of the final night cemetery. Well, not exactly. I was just more familiar with them. So joining up seemed the most convenient way to experience human life.
Doesn't sound too believable.
Well, I believe it. Besides, I'm well past the age when one might believe in things that must be done. Nonetheless, there are still some things I will not allow to happen. The chaos that Rerir has been stirring up is one of them. Tomorrow I shall go and check our records to see if I can find any connection between the Wild Hunt, Rerir, and the Canon.
Will you need us to get you where you need to be?
Oh, I'll be fine. I keep a backup copy at my residence in case of emergencies.
Can you even go back there right now? Won't there be Ratniki watching it?
Thanks for the reminder. I believe they'll have checked my place, but they won't have stayed. All things are ranked according to their priority, and we lack the manpower for such an open-ended stakeout. And even if someone is waiting, I have ways around that. I am the master of my own house, after all.
All right then, we'll trust you. We sure ended up chatting for a while, huh? I'm super tired now. But, you know, feels like we can breathe easier, now that we know you better.
I didn't take you for the cautious sort. Anyway, I hope you'll help me keep this a secret. I'd prefer others not to know about my past unless strictly necessary. Nor do I want to attract more trouble on account of being a fae.
Paimon's lips are sealed too.
All right. Thanks again for your help. Good night, you two.
Finally, we can rest. Let's go get some sleep. There's tons to do tomorrow. So much noise. What's going on this time?
Hey! Where's Flint's? Is he here, or isn't he?
We would be most obliged if you would pipe down a little, dear guest. Our other guests are resting.
Resting? We're all about to be done for, and you're talking about rest? Flint's is a Wild Hunt shapeshifter, here to deceive us all! If we don't get rid of him now, there'll be no end to this!
You'd better give him up. If anything happens, your business here is done for. You want that, huh?
Or are you in cahoots with him? You with the Wild Hunt too, huh?
What happened? Did something leak out? But we were so careful last night. How did anyone see us? What do you mean? This is so confusing! What do we do? These people are no match for Flint's, but they're super heated right now. It's not like all the unusual stuff about him will make it any easier to explain either. Okay,
in now!
My apologies. My apologies.
Hold on! Calm down, everyone!
What in Tevat is the meaning of this racket? Are you intent on depriving both the Voynich Guild and the Curatorium of Secrets of even a moment's rest? Boss, do we really have to entertain people who don't respect the rules? Call a few of your boys and have them thrown out.
And what hole did you crawl out of?
A watering hole, of course. The one you've just disturbed. A place to get a moment's respite from all the recent unhappiness, and to escape from all this talk of the Wild Hunt, or strange ghosts and phantoms. Who'd have guessed people like you would come bursting in, shrieking louder than any ghoul?
This is a matter of utmost importance. We've got solid evidence. All we need now is to confront Flint's face to face.
Exactly. And you sure don't look like an impartial party either, Nefer.
Oh, don't I now? How about this then, boss? Let them do their search. If they find their man, they can have their little chat. But if they don't, then they owe everyone here an apology, as well as compensation for all the racket they've caused.
Wait, it's...
All right. I suppose that's the only way. If we don't let them in now, they'll be back sooner or later. What a mess.
Oh, alright then.
Well, I'd say that sounds like an impartial proposal. What say you? Or are you suddenly unsure of yourselves?
Come on, everyone! Move it!
No sign of Flint.
But how can that be? Hasn't he always stayed here?
Done searching, are we? Guess it's time to uphold your end of the bargain, huh? So, Paimon, you've been waiting to ask me something, haven't you?
Yeah, how did they even find us here?
My inside man with the Lightkeepers informed me that you paid the crime scene a late-night visit. I surmise that you must have rendezvoused with Flint's and obtained some new information. Then, early this morning, a group of people gathered at the town gates, news spreading amongst them that the Wild Hunt could disguise itself by taking on familiar faces. Everyone started throwing out the names of possible suspects. No one, seemingly, was exempt. And amidst it all, Flint's name started gaining more and more traction. I'm sure his solitary lifestyle may have played a part, but I wouldn't discount Rerir throwing fuel on the fire in secret.
So, did Flint make his escape after hearing about this?
And that's where I, Охота, the quick-witted, fleet-footed backbone of the Curatorium, got my chance to shine. While everyone was super focused on the argument in the main hall, I, alone, noticed an opening.
I got her to climb up to a window to help Flint's out, only for her to return with nothing but a lantern.
Aw, come on, boss. I was just getting started.
We initially intended to bring Flint's back to the Curatorium and wait those people out, but I never expected this to be all that was left. I imagine, though, that he wouldn't have left something that was so seemingly important to him behind.
Might he intend to come back and get it later? Maybe. I'm not sure.
Well, he's out of harm's way now, so that's not super important, right?
Oh?
What Paimon means to say is, we got lots of new intel to share.
All right then. Охота, contact the others. We're going to need all hands on deck. Let's have this discussion over at my place.
negotiate prices. Go find out.
Burn it down!
I see. So Flint's has a fragment taken from within a wild hunt anomaly.
Is he gonna be okay now that he's on his own again?
Earlier, he said that the fragment had gone still, so it's probably of no use to Rare now.
In that case, Rare shouldn't have any reason to keep pursuing him, right? So, was all that ruckus back at the flagship just an act of spite? Or what?
If I were him, I would have simply turned my attention to collecting other fragments.
A reasonable course of action. Remember what we heard back at the tavern? The actual number of wild hunt anomalies destroyed has been greater than Lightkeeper records would indicate. Some of these must have been Rare's doing. He must have been seeking more fragments.
Huh. This much is pretty easy to understand, but why would he pretend to be Soci and put so much effort into getting the cannon up and running again?
Maybe 'cause that'd be more efficient than having to clear anomalies himself.
Yeah, I'm confident that the ammo we're packing has the oomph to do that. But I am a mechanic after all. For me, test data and their conclusions speak loudest. Oh, why don't we find a few of those fragments ourselves and use Kuvaki to carry out a little experiment?
Our lab could certainly accommodate such a test.
In other words, we gotta destroy a couple of anomalies and collect fragments from them, right?
Lightkeeper operations have just about ceased following the Sergeant Major's passing. Meanwhile, the Wild Hunt continues to grow in scale by the day. I fear only we can keep the situation under control now.
Then we best act fast. Paimon's got a bad feeling about this.
A feeling we all share, I'm afraid.
There are 3 Wild Hunt sites that must be dealt with urgently. But I believe we have the capacity to handle it.
Works for me. And Nefa and I will take our workshop assistants to deal with one of the sites.
The Curatorium will handle another.
And we Frostmoon Scions shall deal with the remaining one.
Paimon didn't think she'd ever get to see everyone here carrying out a plan together like this.
Never mind you. This is a first for me, too.
Let's head out then. We'll meet back up at my lab with the fragments.
Understood.
Time is of the essence now. Our foe could make his next move at any moment, so we must stay in contact with one another.
Gotcha! Stay safe, everyone.
Huh. Anyone seen the lantern? Has Flint's dropped by already?
considering what you said earlier, you know where we're going next, right?
Rise with the sun! Try and stop me!
Oh, no one's guarding this place, just like he said. But, oh, where do we find the information he mentioned?
This way. Let's move. We're running out of time.
Ah! There you are! Okay, let's split up and make this happen. Or not! How are we supposed to read through this many files?
Difficult, yes, but it is also our most efficient option. To expose the true intentions of this Rereer, we need to dive into Nodcry's history.
Hope we don't land on our heads then. Ah! Ghost! That file suddenly moved by itself! This is a graveyard, right, Flints? Do these things just gotta happen?
Many strange things happen here, but this is not one of them.
But that file really did move by itself! Hey, come out! Don't scare Paimon like that!
Wild Hunt Phenomenologue?
Hey! Another file's moving!
Are we being given hints? I feel no hostility. On the contrary, it seems we're being aided somehow.
Really? Hey! Seriously, another one? Okay then. Paimon will read this one. Phew! Finally finished. Oh, Paimon sure could use a long break from long words now. Hope she can remember it all.
The material I've read through has all been about past Wild Hunt incidents of enormous scale. What about you?
Paimon as well. Guess that makes 3 of us.
Whatever this is, it seems to want us to notice something. Let's bring our files together and give them another look through.
Alright. Paimon will go fetch hers. All these incidents look pretty different.
Wait. I've noticed something. Before the occurrence of these huge Wild Hunt events, a smaller scale one would erupt in the exact same location. And look. All these smaller scale Wild Hunt site reports share a common outcome.
They'd be detected, but would go inactive before any forces could be sent to deal with them. They could then be sealed directly using a tide seal stone. Huh? But why?
Some of these records are too old. I doubt he had regained the ability to act freely yet, or we would have met long ago.
Ah! And here's another similarity. Kuvaki and nearby soil completely drained. Could this be important somehow?
Kuvaki and the Wild Hunt are mutually opposed forces. We Lightkeepers previously believed that these small Wild Hunt sites would temporarily go inactive due to being neutralized by the Kuvaki present in the soil. But now that we've synthesized all this data, there is a key issue this hypothesis cannot explain. Indeed. Despite the name, I would not call a tide seal stone's sealing powers watertight exactly. But for it to fail and the situation to deteriorate in such short order.
Paimon feels like she's almost got it.
Yes, that might be it. It could be that when Kuvaki and abyssal energies meet, the stronger side will suppress the weaker one. And while Kuvaki can indeed destroy small-scale Wild Hunt anomalies, should Rerir be strong enough, the Kuvaki might be his for the taking instead.
Paimon kinda gets where we're going with this.
What are you referring to?
Oh, we had a real close encounter with the Abyss in Netland. It's a force that tries to taint everything. It's hard to explain in detail, but basically, your reasoning makes sense.
Was there a gap between him pretending to be Sergeant Major Sosi and the cannon being fired?
There was. Aino needed to make some adjustments after we finished those repairs. Rerir, disguised as Sosi, left at that point, leaving him more than enough time to shapeshift into you, return to the Lightkeeper's office and set up the crime scene, before heading over to the cannon's target area and absorbing the Kuvaki.
It all makes sense. And all that just for the fragment I had with me. It begs the question, what makes it so special that he needs it so badly? That's odd. We shouldn't have any guests. I'll go take a look. Ah, it's an ibis.
It's carrying a letter! Ooh, Lauma must have sent it. She can speak to little animals. Let's see here.
Situation urgent. The cannon began operating shortly after we left Nasha Town and is preparing to fire. It is locked on to Star Sand Shoal. Please return to Nasha Town and assist with all haste. Lauma.
That's gotta be Rerir's doing. But why is he using the cannon again? Didn't he already fire it once before?
No time for speculation. He's already made his preparations. If you recall, his body was incomplete when we last met. If this bombardment continues to increase his strength, he might regain his complete form.
What should we do? There's no way we're getting back to Nasha Town in time.
Let's go to the cannon's target site. That's where we should find Rerir, and that's where we'll stop him. One moment. Just let me get this news to Lauma. Nasha Town is in their hands now.
Go! Fly! Not a moment to lose!
You're here, as expected.
Humans, you never change. Always trying to use powers you neither comprehend nor control. But it is also thanks to you that I found a way to return.
You've messed with the cannon again, huh? Sorry, but this round's not gonna go your way.
Such faith in your companions. But will the inhabitants of Nasha Town understand why they wish to stop the cannon? I think not. When all they see is the wild hunt surging up everywhere they look, the cannon must seem like their only lifeline. This is the truth I have revealed to them. They did this all of their own volition. The zealous worship of power leads only to annihilation of equally zealous proportions. True power does not heed the commands of the weak.
You were waiting for us to leave Nasha Town then.
Of course. I imagine the one you call Aina would have managed to stop the cannon otherwise. Shame, then, that you proved one step too slow. In their folly, the townspeople will bar the path of all who seek to stop the cannon. And your kind-hearted, weak companions have not the stomach to deal with them. The cannon will not be stopped now.
Well, sir, you look most pleased with yourself. In that case, before you put us out of our misery, I would like to ask you a question, if I may. See this fragment? It once haunted your dreams, but now it seems useless to you. What is it exactly?
That is my corpse.
Sorry, what?
My body was once torn into countless pieces and hurled into the swirling chaos of time itself. But even so, my life and will were not extinguished. Every last fragment calls to me. Sooner or later, they shall welcome my return.
What are you even saying?
Huh. So the terror of the wild hunt was in fact caused by scattered pieces of your corpse. I guess they don't call you one of the 5 sinners for nothing.
Serendipity guided the fragments to construct an incomplete version of myself, upon which I began collecting more within wild hunt sites across the land. But each time, the fragments I obtained were hardly worth mentioning, while that which you hold in your hand was my heart.
So that's why it responded so strongly to you.
Only by retrieving this most critical piece could I gain mastery over the turbulent Kuvaki energies and be fully reborn.
Hence, you fired that first shot, hoping to regain enough power to seize the fragment from me.
Are you completely crazy? Weren't you afraid of dying?
Dying? Such power has no hope of killing me. It may destroy my form over and over, yet always I rebuild it. It may smash my flesh and crush my bones thousands of times and more, but that is of no consequence to me. What truly infuriates me, however, is how you've destroyed my heart. All that suffering, everything I endured, and all for nothing. I've adapted to the strength and flow of this Kuvaki. The next cannon shot will multiply my strength immeasurably. It will not be a full restoration, no. But it will be more than enough to destroy any in this world who stand in my way. Still, I suspect the Kavaki will have rendered you down to nutrients for my consumption well before you have the time to kneel before me.
Traveler! Behind you! Look at that light! Dang it! Who fired up the cannon without my say-so?
Its defensive barrier has also been activated, likely in anticipation of interference by malicious actors.
The air is thick with fear and anxiety. It's spooking the birds and beasts. What exactly is going on?
You're here. Looks like this was all part of Rarir's plan. Not only did he plant seeds of suspicion in people's hearts, seems he's now igniting them. Yehota's gone in to scout out the situation. She'll be back any minute.
I'm back! I'm back! Oh, it's bad out there. Rumors flying everywhere you turn. Something about the Wild Hunt preparing to spawn a wave of monsters, the likes of which we've never seen before. But that's not even the worst of it. Lots of folks don't even believe the cannon can prevent this crisis, so they're getting ready to make a run for it. Others are trying to make a quick buck out of this whole mess.
How could they still be thinking about Mora when such a catastrophe is imminent?
Unprecedented danger brings unprecedented opportunities in its wake. A chaotic situation can bury much wrongdoing. Even those who flee without reserve put themselves at the mercy of the divine. Is it any wonder, then, that some will aim to profit? After all, a gamble that might rewrite one's entire life is hard to come by.
Even so.
Well, seeing as you disapprove of their actions so strongly, Lady Moonchanter, I suggest that you be the one to handle them. Not like that's the only major problem on our plate right now.
Affirmative. We must quell the chaos in Nasha Town as soon as possible. Also, the unexpected activation of the cannon entails a high risk of incorrect operation. This must be stopped in a timely manner.
Well, about that, people have been talking about how someone might come to stop the cannon. They've decided they won't let anyone in.
What? I made that thing! They can't just take it from me! Let me over there! What are they gonna do, stop me?
They might, if Rarir has already formulated some countermeasure. For example, he might have spread a rumor that the Wild Hunt would take your form.
Possibility high. If they view the cannon as Nasha Town's only hope, they are likely to conclude that anyone who tries to stop it must be with the Wild Hunt. We will face strong resistance, but they are just ordinary people. Brute force must be avoided, if possible.
There's no time. Let's go into the town. I'll find some way to calm the townspeople. You find a way to stop the cannon. Oh, you're back. And you have a letter? The Traveler won't make it back in time. So they're heading straight over to Star Sand Shoal instead.
Wait, what? Isn't that the cannon's target? Why would he go there?
Assessing risk level. Maximum.
So if we can't prevent the cannon from being fired...
Then he's prepared for the worst.
And we must ensure that his trust in us is not misplaced. Let's go.
Most of those we've met so far have been attempting to escape, so they haven't gotten in our way. But it won't be so easy from here on out. Looks like they formed groups to protect the cannon. If they believe that we're with the Wild Hunt, we'll have no choice but to force our way through.
Is that Lady Lama? But are you really her?
It's you, Rixa. I believe you recognize this power, having lived on Hisi Island for so long. It is not something that anyone else could imitate.
I do, yes. So it really is you, my lady. But why are you here? Really, I believe you, but the others, well, they'll be on high alert.
The townspeople have been misled into believing that they needed to activate the cannon. I am here to stop them.
But...
I know what you wish to say. Our island and Nasha Town have never had close ties. There should be no reason for me to intervene. But you chose to leave the island. You had the resolve and the courage to start a new life. It is unfair, unjust, that you should be dragged into this mess just as that life was about to begin. I seek to redress this injustice, not only for you, but for everyone here who wishes to live their lives free from this chaos. Please, have faith in our long-standing friendship, and that this is where my heart has led me.
Thank you, my lady. Thank you. Please help us.
Then come. I need you to step forward alongside me, and to do your part too.
All right, I understand.
Seems we chose the right person for the job. All right, everyone. Let us meet again later.
Huh? You're not coming with us?
We won't be able to calm this storm by our power alone. As such, I'll need to contact some... let's call them friends in high places, shall we? Let's go, Yehoda.
Okay. See you again, everyone! That is, if we can.
Remember these words. The road shall be paved with truth, and we shall pave it ourselves.
It's you, Lady Moonchanter. It's her. Everyone, it's her.
You're right, my lady. At times like these, we must rely on ourselves.
Something was off about you. You're actually some abyssal creature, aren't you?
Time to teach you a lesson you won't forget.
Leave this to us, Lady Moonchanter. Go.
Please, calm down. They are clearly innocent.
Thank you.
You mind your own business.
Lady Moonchanter, there's a child here!
It's all right now. Go, quickly.
You wretched monsters! You're not getting anywhere near the cannon!
The monsters you fear do not exist here. The madness you have fallen to has been the source of untold disasters.
You think we had a choice?
Destiny is no excuse for greed and destruction. The choice has always been yours to make, and it remains so, even now.
Thank you for bringing us here. We can quickly overcome the barrier by going upward from over there.
The cannon is all yours now.
Got it. Thanks, Lauma. Enougha, give her a crown kake.
Orders received and immediately deferred. Departure takes priority.
Please, everyone, listen to me. I will not deny that we hold different beliefs, but in the face of the immense threat that hangs above us all, we must persist in trusting one another. Otherwise, rifts will surely form, prized open by those who harbor ulterior motives. If your fear is born of helplessness, if you flee because you know not how to fight, then follow me, you who are lost. I am no god, but so long as we hold our candles steady and unite beneath the same moonlight, no deception or rumors can be concealed from us. Let us resolve then to defend ourselves and to stand firm against the false illusions by which our foe seeks to beguile us.
Let's go, Enougha. This way up. This is making me dizzier than I expected.
Adjusting route. Make ready.
Out of the way, small fry. What happened to the path?
Track missing. Fall imminent.
Come on, come on! Get out of there! Whoa, nice!
Preparing barrier breakthrough. Brace for impact.
Knuckle Duckle, what are you doing here? You on this?
Insulation chamber deployed. Annihilation mode.
Look, your rainbow! Yeah! Your blood! Yeah! Rash attack! Go claw! Yeah!
Preparing for dust up. Interference detected. Entering countermeasure mode.
Bring down water bomb! This isn't good enough, we gotta hurry!
Scanning. Kuvaki ammunition fully loaded. Preheating complete. The cannon is going through its final pre-fire checks.
Aw, alright, let's hit the emergency brake.
Assessment. Not enough time. Emergency brake will cause internal explosion of stored Kuvaki. Damage assessment. Incalculable. Nasha Town likely to be blasted skyward.
No, I mean a manual brake, the primitive kind.
A manual brake. Understood. Roger that. of time.
All your efforts have been futile. It is too late now.
Perhaps you're right. Why aren't you running?
Sigisato passa sax, intili potutos. In necritus necrus baptisi, que ondes tu zonos pentusi. Os esticos palatin tirantur misurcru, topia tua ition feratum.
Well, that's not good.
Sluggish, torpid. This body is a disappointment. I can barely muster 10% of my original strength. You've ruined everything again.
Let me guess. You didn't get a human body back, did you?
What's with him?
Verfnir, Rheindaughter, Flinders.
Watch out! Whatever rationality he still had when he was searching for his body is gone. All that's left is the calamity you see before you. A monster fueled by nothing but his own obsession.
Matters not. Having a heart, being human, it's all irrelevant. Completely and utterly insignificant. You matter not. Does anything in this world? None of it matters to me!
time to die! You too have the potential to be driven mad by knowledge. But the truths you seek are so insipid. How laughable that you should die for their sake!
You're wrong. The unknown is but a fog to be dispersed. Knowledge is the true pillar of the world. You're not the only one who got stronger. Polonia!
It seems this young lady aided in our escape. You have my sincere gratitude, dear madam. The flowers here bloom in such peaceful silence. I imagine you would not have invited anyone here were it not an emergency. Oh? I take it that means you've been here before then. In that case, I count myself fortunate to be your associate.
What did you do that for? I studied his abilities inside out, equipped Polonia with comprehensive countermeasures. We were going to settle the score!
But he still broke through, did he not?
What? You expect a battle to be completely one-sided? I just didn't expect him to have no sense of honor whatsoever. Polonia would have been fine in a head-on clash, but battles just get chaotic.
Oh, so you actually thought you could win. Have you been taking care of yourself lately? Your calculations seem to have deviated quite seriously. Perhaps you could try sleeping and rising earlier. Or you could adopt my previous recommendation and...
Hey, listen here, Columbina. I tolerated your nonsense previously because we were colleagues. There's a Fatui warrant out on your head, and don't you forget that. Don't make me fight you right here and now.
Oh, I was just a little concerned about you, that's all. Just like that time when you weren't making any progress with your research. So you went and cooped yourself up all alone.
That was none of your business! And don't you ever drag me out to one of your freaky hovels again! Come on, Polonia! We're leaving! Well, anyway, thank you.
I was worried about you, too. Not only because the remains of the eternal moon goddess cannot fall into his hands, but also because you've done much for me yourselves. And then well, I brought your associate along for the ride, too. But that was as much as I could do.
You're not afraid to speak your mind, miss. I like that. Please, call me Flint. It is my honor to make the acquaintance of one such as yourself.
Still, what do we do now? Riri's gotten stronger again. At this point, it doesn't seem like we can beat him.
We did block most of the Kuvaki, so I'd say we've put a lid on his plans for now at least. But we still don't know what his aims are, and he may continue gathering power. So we must be very careful.
After you left, I could no longer sense his presence.
That means it's safe out there for now, right?
A question, if I may, kind Miss Columbina. When the cannon's Kuvaki beam was deflected earlier, I saw several bolts of energy streak toward Hisi Island, only to be blocked. Did you also have a hand in that?
No.
I see. Curious.
Oh yeah! The cannon veered off course in the end, didn't it? Paimon wonders how Aino and the others are doing. Let's head back and check on them.
In that case, Miss Columbina, I shall not disturb your serenity any longer. Thank you once again for coming to the rescue.
Go now, all of you. Do not worry. My strength still isn't returning. It seems my time is running out.
Fortunately, we were able to minimize the harm. Only a few townspeople were hurt. But the Reikir of Solnari has now gained a complete form, while we still know nothing about his goals.
It seems we have done something akin to releasing a vicious Kukusaur into the wild. I'm sorry. Is no one here familiar with Kukusaurs?
Paimon knows what you mean, but that analogy seems more than slightly understated.
He said that this world means nothing to him, so it is possible that he doesn't have a reason to fight us at the moment. If his objective had been revenge alone, we would likely have no recourse.
Is there, still time for me to tender my resignation? Just kidding, just kidding. Don't worry, boss. I know there's no running now.
So my cannon, my pride and joy was a hindrance rather than a help. You know what? I'm gonna dismantle it right now. That's right. And it still works on normal wild hunt anomalies. Don't let this get you down, I know.
Flint's, we'll need you to attend to the aftermath with the Lightkeepers. Don't worry, I've explained everything to them. You're in the clear.
My thanks. For that and for everything else I hear you did to help us arrive at the truth.
Had you been willing to show yourself in public more often, you would not have been so easy to isolate, you know.
Point taken. I will give that some thought. I suppose that's one way I'd benefit from replacing Sergeant Major Sosi.
You mean you're being promoted? Was Paimon the only one who didn't get that?
Well, if you've got a moment, would you like to come with me? There's a certain gentleman I'd like to send off on his final journey. This man was like a lighthouse. Here he lived as if it were a mere matter of course, and brought light and grace to those around him. But people, once used to illumination, are apt to ignore the lantern's presence. Slowly, gradually, he came to think as such himself. I have achieved too little. I must do better. There is more work to be done. Perhaps his end was tragic. But I remain proud of the way in which he illuminated the path for others. Every shadow born of the light shall remember it.
Oh, poor guy.
I've heard that one too. Is that so? Well, you're right. It may seem that our efforts were in vain, that Rerir achieved his goals, but we will pursue him to the last, even if the outcome is not what we wish for. It is not dissimilar to the role of a graveyard keeper. We do not seek to bring the dead back to life, only to grant them peace.
Oh, what are you two talking about? Care to explain? Okay.
Either way, the Lantern Fae is not playing the leading role in these final rites. Lightbearer, with your blood you have paved the road to glory and justice. Even as we hurry on, bruised and battered though we may be, stay a while, and look back upon the world and all its love and hatred, until it closes its eyes in the depths of night, and a lantern lit for you alone flickers softly into life. Thank you for everything, Sergeant Major Sosi.
What brings you here? Didn't expect to see you around again.
And where have you been, huh? Didn't run away or anything, did ya?
Oh, of course not. I was simply elsewhere discussing business deals. Indeed, it was all thanks to you that my little store was saved. I am grateful, so grateful. What? Why, I wasn't acting in the slightest. And didn't I tell you that my prices were reasonable? Oh, but you still turn to that curatorium of secrets, or whatever it is they call it. If even regulars such as you abandon ship like this, what can a businesswoman do but take her wares elsewhere? And how should I not be, Running small overseas enterprises is no mean feat. Never mind when such formidable competition exists. Forget it. Fortune and destiny are as one, so there is no use complaining. It's not as if Nefer did me no favors on account of our common homeland when I first arrived. If anything is to blame, it is the lack of opportunity to have her owe me in turn big time. Now then, should she ever need anything, you make sure, no, make doubly sure, to inform me first, alright?
Try and stop me!
Boss, do you remember that thing that I wanted to ask your opinion about? On a scale of 1 to 10, how much effort should the Curatorium of Secrets put in if we were to work with others again? Is that a 1? Isn't that kinda low?
Guess again.
Wait, you mean 0? But wouldn't we just be slapping our brand on the joint venture and calling it a day? Why even team up at that point?
Yehoda, what I mean to say is that there's neither an upper nor lower limit.
Aw, that's just like you, boss. Always thinking ahead. Wait a minute, that's not an answer at all. Is it? Oh, come on, just give me a number, boss. Please.
Flint? Don't see you coming around here often. Just feel free to take a look. I'm busy right now.
Well, I've come to visit you, Miss Aino. Here, I've brought some snacks from town in their traditional butter flavor. So, where should I leave them?
Shh, Inefa might hear you. So, what's the occasion? Are you gonna say that the Rat Niki will be taking over all Wild Hunt incidents after that hiccup with the cannon?
And criticize a genius like yourself on account of results that none of us could anticipate. We would not be that crass. If we really did do that, I dare say we shall never again see technological breakthroughs.
Sweet talker.
It gladdens me to have set your heart at ease.
Anyway, what's the matter exactly?
Well, could you help me repair this lantern? I did bring it to Nasha Town to get it fixed, but it broke again during our previous battle.
You want a genius like me to go fix a lantern?
Oh, my apologies. Perhaps this request should be better directed to Miss Inefa, and perhaps the snacks too.
I mean, I can totally do this, no problem. Wait right there. I'll be done before you can say fix it.
Much obliged, then.
And next time this happens to you, make sure to come to me first, you hear? Fix my lantern, he says. Please, this won't take 10 minutes. If only everyone knew what the heck they were doing. Take that Hinsa, for instance. How in the world do you end up creating an integrated controller for the cannon and the barrier from random components people ask you to fix? Ugh, it gives me a headache just thinking about it. I gave him a real earful and told him to send me regular reports. If he's been working on it lately, I want to hear about it. Yeah, I mean, I know I'm partly at fault too, all right?
Ah, fancy meeting you here. I've decided my lantern has earned itself some thorough maintenance after that rather intense battle. Thank you for keeping my secrets, despite knowing as much as you do. Well, because otherwise I'd get in trouble with the Starshiner. If they couldn't detect my own lantern, I suspect the higher-ups would foist a standard-issue Ratnik lantern on me. A Ratnik carrying 2 lanterns. Imagine that. It would be an aesthetic transgression of the highest order.
Krumkake creation complete. Please, enjoy while it's hot.
Thank you for going to the trouble of remembering that, Miss Inefa. May this taste bear witness to a friendship that will endure forever and a day.
Understood. However, I fear that krumkakes do not keep for that long. A week at most may pass before their taste deteriorates.
That's not quite what I meant by...
Huh? We appear to have some guests.
They must have followed the aroma of the krumkake. It's all right. Come closer. Inefa's a friend.
Affirmative. In fact, I can devise a cereal omelet based on individual preferences before crushing it into servings to share around.
Huh?
What are they saying?
They are discussing your address. They wish to go home with you.
Should we go after her? Or do you have someone else you'd like to meet? What are you doing here?
Was it not you who recommended such walkabouts to me?
Yeah, but aren't you afraid the Fatui will see you?
Zandrone seems uninterested in my capture, and the others are unlikely to risk making contact at all. They have more troublesome affairs to deal with.
Well, it's good to come out for a walk either way. So, how do you feel? Is Nasha Town to your liking?
The flow of Kuvaki is somewhat turbulent, and the people are ill at ease. However... Is this where you purchased the dishes you treated me to?
Are you serious? That's what she's concerned about? Berries and fried meat? Well, we can take you to grab a bite if you'd like to. There's all sorts of delicious stuff out here that you won't get to try at home.
You've been quite subdued. Thorny questions on your mind, perhaps? I could not gain any insight into his schemes, I fear. Now that he has donned a shape and form, selling his power short would prove a fatal error. But that power of his plays host to an obsession that borders on mania. I cannot say if that fixation is directed at the moons or at something else. Perhaps understanding the subject of his fixation shall prove key to repelling him in the future. Well, Zandrone's daily routine is highly irregular, while the doctor often orders people around. As for Arlecchino... Was that not what you were curious about? Well then, have you been to that experimental design bureau of theirs? That weapon will play a key role in the Tsaritsa's plan. That's what I've heard, anyway. And what plan is that precisely? Well, I cannot say I care. I could look into the Eternal Moon's marrow for you if you wish it so. But after our previous attempt, I suspect your spaceship has been intentionally hidden away. Perhaps someone has certain truths they wish to hide from you, or from others. And I doubt there are many who could accomplish such a feat. I still wish to return to the moon that belongs to me. That is where the answers lie buried. That is my true home.
Interesting. You followed me this far. Why not show your face?
Haha! Right! Right you are. I forgot to introduce myself. The name's Varka, Knight of Boreas, and Grand Master of the Knights of Favonius.